Hey everybody, Mark Agnesi here for Gibson TV. We're backstage at NAMM 2020. I'm proud to present to you Gibson's new supergroup. Not sure what we're called yet, but we're hanging out. Gibson CMO, Cesar Gueikian, from Slash, featuring Miles Kennedy and the Conspirators.
He did
Frank
it right.
Sidoris,
Good job, man.
And the legendary.
The legend.
The legend, Eddie
one and
Trump.
only.
The only one here that has zero talent and can't play a note on guitar.
You can play a note. We'll show
No,
you
I
a note.
can't.
All right.
We're gonna
If
change
if
that
I'm in the
soon
band,
here.
I just need a little cowbell.
Yeah.
Can we do that?
There we go.
There we
Tambo,
Find a way to
Cambo.
make it
We'll
work,
get him in the
exactly.
I
band.
can get Mike Bortnoy to give you a few drum lessons.
You
Auxiliary
think?
percussion. You could do it.
Do I want to jump into the water that deep, that quick?
Yeah.
I was telling Cesar before, a couple years ago, I went to, you mentioned Slash, of course, who Frank plays with, and I went to visit him at his hotel, and I walk in the room, and he's got like 6 Les Pauls laid out on his 2 beds in the room.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he goes to me, he was getting ready still, and he goes to me, yeah, go ahead, man, if you want to pick one up. I'm like, oh, I don't know how to play. And he goes, I've known you this long, and you don't know that. And I go, I'm not playing anything. He goes, well, pick up a noodle. Like, yeah, I'm going to noodle in front of you on
Yeah.
your Les
Slash,
Paul.
yeah.
That's how I'm going to
yeah.
learn. But yeah.
Well,
so.
speaking of that, I mean, Frank, what's it like to be the other guitar player in the band and Slash is the other guy on stage?
Well-
do you have a specific role where you know where you fit in, or how do you guys work that out?
We've, I don't know, over the years, it just slowly, I think we like a lot of the same stuff, and, you know, I respect him a lot, and it just, by association, hanging out, we just kind of, I don't know, I just silently, you know, there was no direction. It was just, I feel like we got to really know each other as guitar players, and it just works out. I don't know. It's,
and tonally, do you try to get in a different,
I always,
in a different
yeah,
zone from where
totally.
he is?
I like to play P90s a lot, like, because he's always playing some humbuckers, obviously.
You've been playing
so.
that TV yellow.
Oh yeah,
special. a lot.
playing the new special. I'll play my Firebird, you know, the mini
Yeah.
humbuckers. Just change it up, try to get through and kind of make a more balanced mix for both of us. And it, you know, it does translate well. Because over the years, when I first started, I was like, I got to play Les Paul. Like, we're both playing Les Pauls, right?
Yeah.
But over time in the mix, it just seemed to be a little bit better this way, kind of playing my juniors, you know, or flying Vs and whatnot. You know, different shaped bodies. It does make a difference, believe it or not. So, yeah.
You know what? That TV Yellow special, since you mentioned it, I went to Slash's house to show him the new prototypes of the new original collection, sort of 50s and 60s, knowing that he likes the 50s version of it. And I took the TV Yellow special, the actual one that you have. And so
Yeah.
he said, look, I mean, I'm more of a Les Paul standard guy. I'll keep these and you can take those back. And so I took the TV Yellow special back with me. And then I was going straight to Colorado, so I took it with me there. And then I get a message from him saying, you know what? You know that TV Yellow special? Maybe
Yeah.
you should send it back to me. And that's the one you have.
Dude, it's the best. I couldn't believe it. And everybody that I show, anybody that sees that guitar or hears it or plays it, they say, so it's a custom shop, yeah? Like, this is a custom shop. It's like, no, that's Gibson USA. That's the level that they're at right now.
I got to tell you, the thing about this guy, let me tell you. So I met Frank when he joined Slash's band, and we became friends, and I got to know him and talk music and stuff. And of course, anybody that's seen Slash knows what he does in that band on stage. Essentially, rhythm guitar player. Of course, you're on stage with Slash.
Yeah.
But then I've gotten to see you recently, like play with other bands and do some cover stuff. This guy's a badass, man.
Oh,
I
we
mean,
know.
not
We
to
know.
say, I mean, I know you guys know, but I mean, the people watching should know
they should know.
that, of course, what you do in Slash's band is great. But then when I saw you go and do your thing, I was, whoa, man.
Thank you,
this
man.
Guy's, This guy's serious, man.
I appreciate
really,
it.
Really killer.
Eddie, I have to ask
You owe me 20 for
I was
that.
going to say, I'm going to.
We're all such huge fans of that metal show.
Thank
and
you.
It's left a big void in
Yeah.
all of our lives since
Yeah.
it's been off the air. Is there any?
This is
talk-
the new show right
Is-
here.
I mean,
this is
oh,
the new
man,
this
yeah.
is it. This
Is
is
there
the
any
new
talk
Well,
of the new?
we might need to talk about Gibson TV.
It's
I'm
like-
just saying.
There's a hole in
that
the
would
void. It can't just be
It's-
in our lives. It
it's-
has to be in everybody's
You know, I
lives.
got to tell you, it's truly amazing to me. The story of that show was really like the little show that could, and we had a lot of obstacles. I personally fought for years to get it on, and then when we got it on, I fought every season to keep it on and to keep it, going. And what's remarkable to me about it is the fact that show and the channel itself has been off the air 4 or 5 years. That's a big thing people don't know about that metal show. They think the show was canceled. It wasn't. The network was canceled. The network that we were on, VH1 Classic, no longer exists.
Wow.
So it's been off the air, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. It doesn't replay anywhere. when they show up on YouTube, when fans post episodes on YouTube, a lot of times the company that owns them pulls them down, whatever reason. And all of that being completely off the radar for 4 or 5 years, it is still every day I'm asked about it. Walking into here, you know, I mean, people stop me. It's crazy the market made, and we all miss it as much as the fans miss it. It's just that we need to find. We actually, you know, not to get anybody too excited, but in the last few months, we've actually had some dialogue with some different people who are interested in trying to bring it back. The challenge is finding the place to broadcast it because it costs money to make the shows. So a lot of people, their initial reaction is, well, just put it on YouTube, put it on this. Well, yes, that's fine, but if you've got an investor putting the money to make them the way people want to see them, the person wants to get their money back. So it's just, you know, figuring out the business aspects of it. But I got to think some way, somehow, because the artists and the fans won't let it die, which I appreciate, we'll find some way. And I'm hoping 2020 is the year, but we'll see.
I hope so, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to tape every single episode when I couldn't watch it at the moment it was going to air. And I mean, you've met my wife, and she would say, like, that was our date night. Like, we're going to watch that metal show Friday night.
Is she still married to you?
No. She's still married. She's still married. I used to make her watch, and I used it as an educational tool to teach her what, you know, hard rock and heavy metal is
You
all
know,
about.
it's funny you say that because so many times I'll meet people, even to this day, who are fans of the show, and they'll be with their significant other, and the woman will always be like, he made me watch it, right? And then I say, well, I apologize for that or whatever, and she goes, but then after a while, I kind of liked it, you know? And I was like, that's really important because, of course, if you're a rock fan, you're going to like it. But then if you can get past that point where they, you know, there's some charm that somebody finds in it or something that they want to watch it anyway. One of the biggest compliments I used to get about the show and still do is, and people used to think I would get mad about this, but it's actually the best compliment I could get, is they would say, don't get mad, but we don't even really like a lot of that music you talk about, but we still watch. And I'm like, no, that's the most important thing. Exactly, because you're going to expect someone into rock to like it. You got to get beyond that, and that's what we started to do, unfortunately, just when things ended. So, and the other reason we need to bring it back is Frank is so young, he wasn't even born when it was on the air, so this way he can be on it.
You need to get
That metal show? So how old would I have to be then when it started?
We started, the first season was 2008.
Oh, okay, so that makes me, well, I'm 31. Well, not really 31 on these numbers, but essentially maybe 10 years old-ish.
Dude,
When it started, yeah.
I don't
Roughly 12.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but can we do an impromptu Stump the Trunk right now?
We can try, sure.
Okay. So at our LA showroom, we have the Iron Maiden pinball machine.
I haven't seen the Iron Maiden pinball
It's
machine.
amazing. Plays like Run to the Hills, and it has like 3 songs.
I didn't know there was one. That's awesome.
Todd, the other co-producer of mine on Gibson TV, we don't want any posers playing the Iron Maiden pinball, so we try to have a questionnaire that they have to follow.
That's awesome.
So one of the questions on the questionnaire, name the original drummer in Iron Maiden.
Clive Burr.
Yeah.
I thought there was a trick question.
You know
or
Clive
something.
Burr, dog.
Clive
That
Burr.
one gets them all the time.
The
at
late
LA showroom.
the late great Clive Burr, absolutely, yeah. There was a guy before Clive, I don't remember his name, but I always go according to
the
first record. Yeah.
Okay.
And
All right.
Dennis
Easy.
Stratton, of
Easy.
course. And
That's an
when-
easy.
Then-
When was the first time Metallica detuned?
See, now you're getting music geeky. I don't even know
Hey.
what detune means.
Hey,
what do we?
when was the
Wait,
first
I'm going
time
to take
they-
I'm going to
they took-
take.
When
I think
was
you
the
could do
first
that.
time
I'm
they
going to
went
take a
off from
shot. I'm
standard
going to
tuning?
take a shot at this. Was it St. Anger?
No.
It was before St. Anger, because St. Anger
before
was a
Saint
weird
Anger.
sounding record. That's why
Yeah.
I thought.
Yeah.
Before St. Anger, was it Injustice?
Actually,
Before?
this is something I learned. One of the shows on
Well,
Gibson
then I
TV.
would have gotten it wrong.
Yeah,
I would've
we
got
had
it
a
wrong now.
show
I thought it was
with
something
Bob
else.
Rock called Icons on Gibson TV, and he was talking about how they did Sad But True, and he was saying all
that
the
was
songs
after
were
Injustice.
in
So
E.
Injustice
But
was
actually, in
before
the
that.
comment
After.
section, everyone was going, no, on Puppets, on what was it? There's one
Puppets.
song.
Orion?
No, it was one of the. Yeah, it's one. There's a song on Puppets.
So you're saying the
They
third
detuned.
record?
Yeah, they actually detuned for
Oh,
one
then
song.
I would have gotten that one
And
wrong.
everyone
I
was
thought it was
there,
Sad
you
But
know,
True.
the freaking internet police.
Wait
were
a
all in the
minute.
comments
You
and stuff.
just saw The Hell I Lived on Stump the Trunk,
Yeah, I
where
was gonna
nobody
say.
really
There
knows
was
the
no
right
answer.
answer, and we're all arguing. So do we get the prize or not?
We take your word for it.
Yeah.
I get that Explorer on the way out as my
The
prize,
Firebird.
right?
And
you
Oh,
have
get the
Firebird.
Firebird, yeah.
Yeah,
I like the
all right.
Firebird.
And then I'll learn how to play it. It'll be all good.
Yeah,
All
all
right.
good.
Guys, we could do this all day. but we're hanging out here backstage at NAMM 2020, Gibson Guitars. Eddie, it was a pleasure to meet you finally.
Honestly, real quick, I just want to say I'm not a musician. Of course, I'm one of my great regrets is not learning to play. But I got to say, coming here every year and seeing, growing up my whole life as a Kiss fan, Kiss plays Gibson guitars on the back of Alive and everything. Gibson was always the shit to me. And having to get to know you guys the last couple of years, awesome to see this company thriving and back so big at NAMM. So congrats.
Thank you.
Great stuff you're doing.
Frank, always a pleasure too,
man.
homie, to see you. Eddie, nice to meet
Put
you.
it there.
Thank you, guys.
Cesar, I'll see you
Come on.
back at the office. We're
My
hanging
guy.
out NAMM 2020. We're all here all weekend, man. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.